What's going on? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Goal! All right. I don't know if it's appropriate for that, but I need to turn on the microphone. Switch the little button there. All right. Can you hear me now? Probably. So, welcome to Island Origins Live. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm still drunk from the weekend. It is Tuesday, July 17th. And we are into one of the hot topics. Island Origins Live today, Mr. Sexy Man. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. If you're seeing me for the first time, or if you're seeing me for the 50th time, because nobody remembers my name for some reason, I'm Calibe.
Hi.
Good to meet you.
Yes.
Who are you?
I'm David, Sexy Man.
You look sexy. I think you're a sexy man. I think that's what this is all about. So, welcome to Island Origins Live, and today we are back on our hot topics, and there's some cool stuff that's been going on this week, and there's some crazy stuff that's been going on this week. So let's start with the cool stuff. What do you think?
Certainly. What's this cool stuff? I mean,
so it's over. Are you sad?
I'm actually okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you asked that question because there's a lot of stuff out there where people are acting like, you know, this is like, they're like withdrawal. Like,
I remember
hey, everybody, people watching.
Hey! We did something at no, David, your side is too dark. Come on, you need to fix it.
No, it's alright. You want to fix it? I'll
Yes,
fix
please.
it. I'll go off.
We're fixing some because we're on short staff now. We have to be doing some technical fixes. So if you see one of us get up here and there to fix things, please don't complain too much. But David is too much in the darkness, so we're gonna have to fix that. David, fix that.
But I will. You look so good, though.
No, that's okay. I'm okay. All right. So, so of course we're talking about the FIFA World Cup that just concluded. And while David is fixing that, I'll tell you, I was we were doing a job down at Grace Foods this week, and I remember walking past a guy in a yellow and green shirt. I'm feeling very bad for him because he looked so sad and lonely in his office. That was the day that Brazil had lost. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. But that was the day that Brazil lost, and I just felt so sad for him, you know. Just looked like a poor little lost puppy. I had to go inside the office and give him a hug. You know what I mean? So, so the World Cup is over for 4 more years, and apparently David is going to try and drown me in light and then not have any on his side. But hold on, let's see. That's not working for you.
It isn't?
No, that's not working for you. I think you need a little more light on your side. That looks like it's going to be better. And sorry for the technical breaks here. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. I don't think it's coming. Okay, so your team and my future husband, because I'm a, what do you call that now? Cradle robber.
It's got to be.
Your team of FrAfrica.
FrAfrica.
And my darling Mbappe, who I don't even know what he looks like because I haven't watched a match up to now. But
he actually is pretty cute.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. So Mbappe and FrAfrica won the World Cup. And tell me all about it.
Sure. Well, I think the first thing I would say about it is that it was a great final. Like the finals World Cup, it's it's a 2-week affair essentially. So the entire affair was great. So like there were tons of good matches. It's one of the best World Cups. There's tons of intrigue. There were like goals that won games in the last 10 seconds of the match. There were like all these exciting things.
That's all one of those.
Right. There were come from behind victories. There were penalty shootouts, quite a few of them. So it was an overall great World Cup. And usually the final game has very little scoring because everybody's being so careful not to lose that they're not taking a chance to win. And I think that this year's entire tournament played out really, really well because even down to the very end, the final game, 6 goals. I think that's the second most in World Cup history. So the final score of 4-2 just indicates that it was a high scoring, full of energy affair. I know I thoroughly enjoyed the entire World Cup and particularly finals. But yeah, overall it was really just a good time. People are going to be very sad because it's like withdrawal. You get all these games in this tight window and everything is happening so quickly and then it's like gone.
And I have to big up my darling husband Mbappe because apparently he's the second teenager to ever score a goal in the World Cup.
Yes.
So kudos to him. That's as much research as I've done.
Since 1958. That's 60 years ago. Was it?
Sorry, somebody just said the sound is low. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Are y'all hearing us now, Gene Samuels?
We can talk up.
Yeah.
But that's pretty wild that it's been 60 years since a teenager scored in a final game.
And the one that got it is mine.
Right. Well, the other one is still alive. Pele.
I don't want him to be old. Well, he soon passed away, so I can inherit something.
There you go.
Now I'm saying she's a gold digger. All right, so that's FrAfrica. That's it for FrAfrica.
I don't know.
No, because you talked about something to do with immigration.
There seems to be certainly because immigration is a big issue everywhere. It's not just in America. It's everywhere. So there's been a lot of pushback on the English national team that is full of all these Windrush generation.
What is Windrush?
Oh, really?
What's that?
Okay, so I guess after World War II, there was this need to rebuild the British Empire because it spent so much resources. I mean, I'm not a historian, but what happened was that they wanted laborers and people to come in.
This story is so long.
No, it's a short. Here's a short version.
Right, yes.
So, people from Jamaica and
Yes.
other Caribbean islands that were British colonies moved to England to live because there was a free access and they wanted to rebuild. So a lot of these people came and their children are the Windrush generation. That whole movement is called the Windrush.
Okay.
So the children of the immigrants are now
The ones are now playing
for the English national team.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people in England that don't like that. They don't want the brown children of immigrants to be the stars of their national team.
Which brings us back to the name FrAfrica that you have appointed to France, and you did that because
it's the same thing in France, and there is pushback in France too. There has been a lot of people in France who would rather see white French nationals playing on the national team. And now that the black
they'd
folks,
rather lose. Yeah.
Well, now that the folks who are of color have helped them to win, there's a lot of stories being written about, well, now will they be more accepted?
Right.
They're so happy to have won the tournament, and with the help of all these immigrant children, or even people who were born outside of France and integrated into the team. So there's a lot of dialogue around that. And throughout Europe, look at how diverse these teams teams in the Final Four have great numbers of immigrant children or players who are on the teams. And so there's a great dialogue now. What's the future of the World Cup? What's the future of immigration? Will immigration now be seen as a positive because of how it brings glory in these ways?
Can you imagine? I think the first person to perform for successful heart surgery was a black person. There's all these great accomplishments that black and brown people have done, and it takes it takes World Cup for people to say maybe they're okay.
Unfortunately,
oh my God.
Sports is a lot of times the thing that breaks the barriers.
Wow.
And you're aware of this. I'm
not a sports follower, so
but
I'm
even
not gonna.
so, don't you know about the history, the Luau Cinders of the world?
The who?
Oh wow!
I don't know.
You don't know who Luau Cinder is?
I have no idea who that is.
Wow!
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a sports person.
Are you getting comments? Oh, very good evening to. Hold on, let's do some shout outs.
Right.
Paulette Shillingford, Angela McTavish, Jean Samuels, and Kenton Archer. Of our viewers, you're the ones who have said hello to us, so we're saying hello back to you. Hello. Sorry, okay.
No problem. Have you heard of Cassius Clay?
Yes.
Okay, so Cassius Clay.
He's a boxer. He's
right,
Muhammad Ali. Yes, okay.
Right, so Luau Cinder's a basketball player, more popularly known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So what are you talking about? Sorry, why are you telling me about Luau Cinders?
Because that was his birth name.
Oh my gosh. And what, he decided to get all FrAfrica?
Right.
Okay.
And he's considered by a lot of people to be the best basketball player of all time. It's like three people. It's either him, Michael Jordan, or this new guy,
King
Bron.
James. Yeah.
Okay. Bronny.
Hi, April. Yeah. Bronny, that's his name now. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
You know, I have to nickname up everything.
All
Say,
right,
man,
yeah,
Bronny.
yeah.
But okay. So these are always the people who make the biggest impact, like the Cassius Clays, who refuse to go and fight in the war and all these.
And the boats who run around the track like.
Exactly, and that's what gets people excited, and that's what makes change. So yeah, it's nothing new when the World Cup.
You know, you're right. Why is it that black people like to just show off and and have a good time? And I remember Tim Tebow, is that his name, that used to just do this little prayer thing on the ground, and they were like, "Oh, you're disruptive guy, white guy." Is that it?
Yeah.
Because you're white, you're disruptive. I don't know. White people can't have vibes. What?
No, yeah.
Unless they're Justin Bieber. He's engaged
to
a girl.
What?
Yeah.
How
Haley
old is he now?
Baldwin. He's I don't know.
I don't know.
Follow up this guy. He's blonde. I don't know.
Okay.
He has a mustache now.
Oh, it's a mustache. Oh.
Yeah. Started. Oh, hello, Sharon Placide. No worries. Which issue? What? The World Cup is a serious issue. No, I think she's talking about the acknowledgement of black people.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Immigration situation.
And we know that for Sharon, this is thesis material and doctoral studies and all of that. So yeah, we would like your feedback, Sharon. Tell us your thoughts.
She says she has to run, but if you are watching, please join the conversation. We wish we could have you on set, but apparently that's not going to be the case right now. Don't worry about it. So let us talk about. Do you want to talk about politics in Haiti? Do we want to talk about what's going on in Haiti? All right. So our friends at the Haitian Times, I pulled some information from one of their articles. Right. There's major protests that erupted on July 6th in Haiti as the government announced a sharp increase in gasoline prices, with demonstrators using burning tires and barricades to block major streets across the capital and in the northern city of Cap Haitian. Does that sound familiar to you at all, being a Jamaican person, Mr. Muir, Mr. Sexy Man?
Does it sound familiar?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
It's very unfortunate, and it's like it's the same themes running through all of the islands. So our dear #Jamaicans friends, weigh in on this, right? So apparently, according to the Haitian Times, there's 3 reasons behind this unrest, and this gas price thing is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's not this one thing that's causing the problem. So we know about that, right? It is number 1, IMF strikes again. Apparently, they're the ones who negotiated with the government that in order to pay back whatever they need to hike these prices. Number 2, government corruption. Some people in the last government embezzled $2 billion with a B, like some Bezos billions, not regular Donald Trump millions, right? And food insecurity. Apparently, half of the country's population is malnourished. So, we need some feedback from the audience on this. I don't know how Haiti is managing. I can't say that half of Jamaica is, a good portion of Jamaica is troubled, but
no, it's more than a good portion. It's more than a good portion. So let's not be the people who have the problems and act like we don't. We have.
I don't think it's as bad as Haiti. I feel like in Jamaica, you'll hear a lot of people say they would go back home if they're in a rough situation because you can really walk down the street and pick a mango off the tree and eat. I don't feel like that's the situation in Haiti. I've heard that deforestation is an issue, so I don't know that they have the rich natural land that we can go farm. In Jamaica, I would go to my grandfather's house and you pick mango and you get guava jam and things are there from the land that you can plant and live off of. I don't know that. You've been to Haiti?
I have. I've been to Cap Haitian specifically. Right. I found Haiti to be really spectacular. I'm an eternal optimist, and I look at positive sides of everything. And I did see very troubling things in Cap Haitian and in Haiti, but I saw a lot of positive too. And the people are beautiful, and the food and the culture is beautiful. But I did see some troubling things. I never like seeing piles of garbage. And and their garbage was everywhere. That was really not nice. Their gullies are filled with garbage, and I say this respectfully, not knowing what it looks like today, but quite recently when I was there, it did not look good. And it was, for me, troubling is always when you see pockets of tremendous wealth. Like some people are extremely wealthy, and then some people are extremely poor.
Is there a middle class? You know, like how there's a lot of people in a Jamaican middle class. Is there a middle class in Haiti? I always hear about extremely rich or extremely poor.
I did not encounter what we would consider a middle class.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't speak. I don't know enough.
Right.
But I would also caution you about saying that Jamaica has a middle class, because that is quickly going away too. Unless...
I know my family is a member of it, so
right.
And the people that I associate with are members of it. I know you have the Matalons and the Hendricksons and the Stewarts and that set of people.
Right.
I think anybody else that's driving a car but is not all the way up there falls into a good middle class. Right?
Okay, well if that's the definition of your middle class, then I think there's probably a middle class in Haiti too, because
right.
the people with cars.
Yeah.
Like,
oh so my God!
It's hard.
Yeah,
These are difficult things to describe, and I think how I think there's a qualifier for middle class. It's about how much income you have and how much you are able to save in a year in ratio to your income and so on. So I don't know how much of Jamaica's middle class are pretending to be middle class. But no, I don't know. Like, because I know when I would have lived in Jamaica, I would have been probably considered part of the middle class. But I don't know if I actually was qualifying financially.
Why? Because you feel like you're upper class? Is that what you're trying to say? You're an upper class now?
I'm definitely not in the Matalan.
Because I'm sure you're not comparing yourself to the people that have to drag and walk foot and take bus and fight for their food every day. I'm sure you're not comparing yourself to that situation.
No, but I'm saying that's the point. Like, what qualifies you for middle class?
So, all right, so we're gonna move on from that.
Yes,
I can't bother you. It's not that way everywhere in Haiti. That's seen mainly in the city of Port-au-Prince, I think. To me, there are more lush parts in rural Haiti, like Jamaica. That's April saying that. April, I haven't been there. I've heard that as well. I've heard that what we see on television, like the tent cities after the hurricanes and the people eating the mud pies or mud cookies or whatever it was the extremity of it. At the same time, I don't know that we can. I don't use the term dismiss, but I know when I see inner cities in Jamaica, you're still seeing people in a zinc house and there's still some kind of infrastructure and that kind of stuff. When I see the areas in poverty in Haiti, it looks rougher for some reason. I don't know. Again, I haven't been there. We don't have anybody on set that can speak to it directly. But let's just hope that they're back in order in short order. Let's hope that, I'm not one of these people who goes, oh, let's pray for Haiti or pray for. Yes, pray for them if that is what your heart leads you to, but do something as well. Like if there's something you can send to help or someone you can give a kind word to or something you can do, I think that's a lot better of an action than just prayer. Prayer is very important. Prayer is powerful, but do a little more as well. All right, so moving right along. Just tuned in. Colleen, we are doing hot topics today, so it's multiple topics. We started on the World Cup and FrAfrica's recent win of that. We just talked about Haiti and their crisis with the riots and stuff that are going on. And I don't want to say it's so funny, but it's kind of like, every Caribbean country, every I guess developing country does the burning tires in the streets, and it's like it's the same type of cycle over and over, unfortunately, and it ends up destroying the very resources that you value in order to live a good standard of life. Like you burn the roads that you're driving your car on, so you're mashing up the car faster. You are mashing up the stores that are servicing your needs and your own supermarkets and pharmacies and whatever. Like, it's self-defeating in a way, but I guess That's what.
Sometimes people feel they don't have a choice. Like they have to. When you want a voice and you don't have a voice, it's the things that you do.
You know, we could take that discussion in a different direction, because I think the anger and frustration that America wanted to voice and manifest has we've basically done the same thing, right? This taken the country on a path of destruction because we wanted to voice anger. So I think sometimes it's better you swallow it. But let's move on. Okay. So shall we talk about Mr. Lowell Hawthorne? This is more of a news point than a point of discussion. We can talk about it a little bit. Mr. Lowell Hawthorne, founder of Golden Cross, was featured on an award-winning series this weekend called Hidden Heroes. So the last time we talked about him on this show was because he had decided to take his own life, and we were talking about mental illness and all of these things. But this show, produced by Chicken Soup for the Soul people, recognizes people in their communities who have done good things for the community. So they have said he's made a significant contribution to his community. He's showcased as a warm and charismatic leader, treating employees as family rather than staff, as well as they talked about how he helped Caribbean immigrants become business owners as Golden Cross franchisees. So I thought that was that's a cool way for him to be remembered, rather than this stigma that is sitting with him as somebody who took his own life.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm happy to hear that they did this. Where is it airing, and when how can I see it?
It aired on the CW network, so I think if you have one of those.
Aired here in
South Florida. Yeah, it was June 14th, which is Saturday gone, so I didn't see July.
Yeah.
You know, I have a little
That's
bit
okay.
of
I'm just helping for the audience.
month and color dyslexia.
July 14th.
July, yeah. So this Saturday gone, they aired it, and I just thought that was a positive note for the Caribbean community in general. You know, we saw him on Undercover Boss that one time, and then this awful thing happened, and now it's going to be forever. Why did he do it? Was there some nefarious thing going on in his background? And I always think it's good when, you know, somebody of note is given recognition by another platform of note. And this is a national series. They've, you know, shown him as being a pillar of the community. And I think that's a good way for him to be remembered. Having a conversation here.
Yeah. I was looking for something else regarding our conversation. So.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Is anybody on and watching? Please jump into the conversation as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, go on.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on. If you're, are you?
Yeah, I'm here with you. So, I mean, my thing is, apart from obviously I was saying where to see this thing, I think it's great whenever we give people some due. Like, people do a lot of things in life, and I think that, you know, like, whether it be Lowell Hawthorne or somebody else, like, there's so much things that happen in somebody's life, to focus on just one little aspect and say that's defining of them, I think is a problem. And I'm really happy that someone or some entity was able to take his story, look at the good things that the good impact he's had, and to talk about it. I think, you know, I'm just terrible at looking always at the positive stuff. So I am glad somebody else is doing that, because to me, that's to be applauded. He is to be applauded. I wish we knew more. I wish he would have maybe documented what he was going through, why he took his life, so that somebody would understand. But beyond that, no, this is great that we get these stories. I think it's something
hopefully
positive.
His family knows, and they have some kind of closure, you know. All right, I don't want to talk about that anymore. It's depressing.
Cool.
All right, moving right along. Serena Williams, she came in second.
That was pretty awesome.
It was pretty awesome. So, in case you didn't know, right, she just had a baby. Less than a year ago, she was pregnant. She's actually reflecting on the fact that just 10 months ago, she had her daughter. It was a very complicated pregnancy and birth. She had a C-section and then some polyp clots in her system, and had to have surgery, and she was touch and go apparently for a few weeks. She couldn't walk, she couldn't hold herself up, and now she's come back and almost won Wimbledon. I don't think that's a bad look.
No, it's a good look. She's amazing. She's amazing. She's amazing. I don't know the facts. I haven't followed the stats that closely. But I don't know that there's another woman who's had a baby who's come back to play tennis and do this well. Mm-hmm. And I think more to the point, even if she hadn't had a baby, the fact that she's 36 and still at the top of tennis, where she's coming second in Wimbledon and doing so well, ranked out of the top 100. I mean, there's so many amazing parts to what she's accomplished this week. And I mean, it's funny. I never expected her to make the finals, but when she did, I said, wow, even if she loses, this has been an amazing accomplishment. And sorry she lost, but it really is such an amazing accomplishment that she made it that far. I don't know when she'll, quit, but she's done it all. She could quit. Like, she won a title while pregnant. She's now...
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
she was literally pregnant and won the French Open, and people said, oh, it was unfair because there was two of them.
Okay, I like that. I actually like that one, yes. Okay.
But yeah, like, she's done it all. She's been the young lady, the teenager winning the stuff. She came in, she ended up beating her sister in, Grand Slam.
Her sister still plays?
Her sister still plays.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, her whole life in tennis is nuts and amazing and brilliant. Yeah. And kudos to Serena Williams, the entire family, amazing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Andre Hill is saying what she did was phenomenal and awesome. Completely agreed. I also think it's awesome that she was just at the Duchess's and the Prince's wedding, and then her BFF Meghan was at her Grand Slam final.
Yeah.
Don't judge me, Dave. These are important points to make.
Absolutely.
Right, ladies? Or very, very important. Yellow dresses and all that great stuff. Okay. Sorry.
They were oh, is that a wedding?
No, at the game. Like, one of them was Duchess. What's your name?
You know what somebody wore at a game?
Yes, David. It's important.
Yes, it is important. Once they weren't naked, it was important.
And I don't want you to judge me for knowing that these women had clothes on and were enjoying the game with their friend Serena. All right. So moving right along, right? Oh boy. All right. So, Trump in Helsinki.
What's up with this? Excuse me. I because I don't have cable television. Yes. I am not following the story and the sagas as much as I would have liked.
Okay.
I will tell you that when I did have cable, and this guy was the president, CNN was addictive because I couldn't get enough of his bumbling.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't even know I had this in me that I could like watching somebody F up so often. But it was really actually entertaining. Now that I don't have it, because I had to get rid of that addiction to CNN I was growing. I'm free of the news. I don't know what he did today. I heard he had some crazy press conference. I heard he's doing a lot of crazy things. I don't know the details, but I can say this categorically. The fact that this man is still running the country is made me know for sure that the people of this country, the people who have a voice, the people who have power, do not care for this country. Because this man, the United States of America, is going to be destroyed by this president. That's straight up. He did, no question.
All right, let me put the disclaimer because I'm going to jump on the wagon too. The disclaimer that the views expressed here are not necessarily those of neither the magazine nor Jamaicans.com nor whatever. These are the views of individuals.
Absolutely. But
and what you're going to do.
This guy, what is he going to do?
So let me tell you, right? So 2 days, let me actually give you the news. Monday, July 16th, that was yesterday, in Helsinki, Trump stood up on an international stage, like all reporters from all over the world, and said that he believes Russian President Vladimir Putin, he believes Putin over his own U.S. intelligence agencies when U.S. intelligence agencies say that that Russia hacked the elections and actually helped Trump to win the elections. He says it's foolishness because Putin says, I didn't do it.
Wonderful.
His intelligence agent, FBI, CIA, all of them say, here's the money trail, here is which Russian sat on which bed at which time of night and did this. And he's saying, oh, Putin said I didn't do it, so it's all good.
Well, I'm sure Putin didn't do it himself. I would believe him with that too. But would I believe that he's not behind what took place and that is not beneficial to his nation, the undermining of the American who would have been at loggerheads with for as long as I've been alive?
For decades.
Right. So,
please join the conversation.
Absolutely.
We can see the comments here, so if you have something to say, please go ahead and put it in the comments. But I'll share with you, so while you're giving your comments, April, Lee Croft, Linda, all of you, please go ahead and put your 2 cents in here. I'll tell you what some of the Caribbean American Congress people have said, right? Yvette B. Clark of Brooklyn says his actions are disgraceful, un-American, dishonorable, and untrustworthy. Republican Congresswoman Ileana Ross-Lehtinen, so this is not just people on on the liberal side. She was born in Cuba. She slammed him for taking the word of a tyrant over that of our own DNI chief, Department of National Intelligence or something like that, chief. And she reiterated by tweet that the Robert Mueller investigation on election manipulation by Russia is not a disaster for our country, as the president put it on Monday, but law enforcement doing work our country needs it to do. Kamala Harris, she's a Jamaican, by the way, rooted for her in 2020. She said that by not standing up to Putin, Trump has invited him to attack U.S. democracy again. And then Haitian American Republican Congresswoman Mia Love says President Trump must understand that the world counts on our nation to set the tone and hold thugs responsible. He failed to do so today. And I find that this country is much faster to call a black person in a hoodie a thug than someone who is actually violating human rights and bombing innocent civilians and, poisoning journalists who disagree with him and, all of that,
wow.
Starting warfare against the whole country in cyberspace because what? Because what? What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing about it is I can't even understand why we still are discussing the current president of the United States, because he has proven time and time again that he's not even worth discussion. Nothing here seems new.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, apart from maybe now there's some new people who are saying, oh my gosh, he really is doing bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of people have been saying that from even before he won the presidency and consistently since then. I'm glad that there are more people who are waking up, but what are we doing about it? All the talk means nothing. Let's do. I mean, I don't know what I can do, but if I could vote right now, and we could vote him out, I'd vote him out.
I think though it is just a wake up call to people that you cannot be complacent during any kind of election. I kept hearing people say my vote doesn't count and it doesn't matter who is in office.
I had that dialogue. I was in Georgia this weekend, and there was a lady, I don't know her exact age, but I'm going to say she's mid-80s, and her comment, her thing to me was, yeah, I'm not going to vote in the election because my vote is not going to make a difference. All of them are the same. And I was like, no, they're not all the same. No matter how much I may think that the person who wins one election or the next is, for want of a better word, they're all, going to do some things that I won't like, is probably the better way to put it. There are some that are definitively way better than some of the other ones. So we really need to, hold people accountable. We cannot allow this complacency. What do you call it? It's like apathy.
Apathy.
Yeah, what is this thing? Why are people doing this to themselves? They see that by taking this position of, nothing can be changed, that you are essentially inviting the worst upon yourself. I don't understand how people don't see that.
Apathy is an easy position to take when you feel powerless. I think when you feel like, there's a, what is that?
I don't know.
There's this sense of, me coming from Jamaica to America. Jeff, if you'd like to join, we just had somebody join us on set, so Jeff, if you'd like to just join us over here, that's fine.
You're welcome to join us.
Please go ahead and join us on stage. But yeah, when I came to America, or even before that, you turn on the television and you'd always hear about the man. And I'm still curious to know who the man is. Apparently some white guy with a his elbow on everybody's back and whatever. And I think when you are, I'm going to use the term brainwashed into believing that you don't have control over your circumstance, right? Whoever is in power and whatever is going on, I have to live inside of this 4 square miles, or I'll only ever have this type of job, and I can't get past this unless I'm a baller, unless I'm a rapper, unless I sell drugs. Or I'm 80 odd years old, and how am I going to get a new start in life? How is my situation ever going to get better? They've taken away my voting rights because I don't have a birth certificate. I don't have a driver's license, so I can't vote anyway. When people start to internalize and believe these things, I can see where you would kind of end up going, yeah, my vote don't count, my voice don't count, nobody's hearing it. Everybody doesn't have that little light. The light of mine, that one that you have, David.
Because I want to tell you,
everybody doesn't have that one.
Yeah, and so it's hard for me to understand when people don't have it.
Yes. That's called empathy now, not apathy. Empathy. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
But well, here's the thing, because because we're doing business,
yes.
And for example, we just for those of you who have not yet gone, please go to Taste the Islands Experience on Facebook. Literally go to the Taste the Islands Experience page and check out the recap video of our event from last month.
Pretty awesome.
The video is off the chain. I was a little bit loud, and so I apologize. But
he wasn't loud. He was shouting, but it didn't sound loud. Okay. Sorry.
And I heard myself. I was like, couldn't believe it.
You were fine, David.
Thank you. But so if you didn't get a chance, watch the video. But so here's the thing. So I sent the video to a couple of people in the city, of course. To say, here's a bright, shiny video.
That you made for us.
That was a county. That's a county who made the video. But I sent it to the city folk. And so one of the people from the city sort of responded to me and is there an ongoing dialogue because I'm pushing to get stuff for us from the city. Mm-hmm. And they're like, they say, you really just won't take no for an answer. I'm like, no. Exactly. And that's the thing that I don't get. People who think that there's no no's. It's like,
no means try again.
No means go slow, or it means
go around this way.
Right.
If you're Jamaican, you understand what I'm saying.
I understand how people take no to mean stop. I think for me...
Well, men need to understand that, in general.
Me too? I don't know.
Hashtag me too, yes.
No.
But in situations of business, it means certain situations.
I'm going to actually go down that Me Too road, and I'm going to say this. Yes. No in the bedroom means not today. It doesn't mean no forever.
It doesn't mean never.
Right. So here, I totally believe.
Here's what I think. No never means force, right? No never means try and get it done by force. You can coerce, you can send flowers,
exactly,
you can date,
which is why I said when the city people tell me no, I go slow.
Right. You buy them some flowers.
I send them a nice video. I put in a new application that says different language. Right. But I'm not going to say, no, you have to give it to me right now, and that's me too.
Or you're not going to walk away and go,
I don't understand that. People who do that, please stop it. Don't do the... Don't do the... Like last night, I sent Calibe an email and she scolds me, beats me up.
If you see a little benign, little cute thing that I said,
she is abusive. I was working on a project that we are doing together. I was asking for her opinion, and instead of giving me her opinion, she gave me some face to
like a soft little baby. David.
She gives me some.
You can take
I don't mind being a soft
pasty.
baby.
Don't be a soft baby.
So the face thing, we're partnering as well. I'm looking for information. So you should
and nobody's fastier than you,
right? But
David.
But I'm
so you need to
when
be
it's
able to
required.
take
No,
it.
it's a different.
No, it's not when it's required.
No, it is when it's
well,
required.
when you're asking me crazy questions, it's required.
Well, you see, that's where I disagree. If we're doing a collaborative effort in business, we must do collaborative language, not licks.
I think sometimes they're necessary. Or at least amusing for my own
Right,
pleasure.
you're doing amusement for yourself. This is not
for my own
not
entertainment.
teamwork. Anyway,
that's so teamwork, David.
sorry, no more emails or texts you at 1 a.m. trying to look for good information to move forward.
So I can entertain myself by being faithful to you. It's necessary.
All right.
And you should feel happy that I'm happy.
Oh, that's a good one.
You should feel happy that I'm happy, David.
I'm happy that you're happy. That's why I bought you something at the supermarket.
I appreciate it.
See? I
You're
was
so
trying to make you
generous.
happy. Bought her food.
You're so generous. Come back, guys. What is that?
Oh, I think she's saying that we're on what? Where do we go? Are we off?
back.
Is the screen paused?
Is something wrong, April? Please, if you're not hearing, if something is
let
wrong,
us
please
know.
let us know.
Let us know. Are we diverging off into talking about business? Okay.
Or come back
Next
to the Taste
topic.
the Islands experience. I don't know. Also, I am going to big up Island Origins magazine.
Oh, we get some
Because
nominations.
we were nominated. Thank you very much. I'm going to hold up one of these. We were nominated for 3 Florida Magazine Association awards this week. One for Best New Magazine, and this is in the state of Florida. One for Best New Magazine, one for Best Writing and Commentary for an article by Carla Hill, and one for Best Writing in a feature with an article by Bekim Betoni, a guy in Trinidad. I cannot pronounce his name, don't judge me. But both of those articles were in the spring issue with Wyclef. If you don't have it yet, we may still have some. If you go to the website, it's islandoriginsmag.com/subscribe, and we can send you back issues if you want, or you can get the current one.
Definitely.
Yes.
But yeah, no, big ups again. Congratulations to our team, which includes you folks out there who are actually reading the magazine and enjoying it. Please send us your comments, thoughts, ideas about the magazine. And this really is for our community. We are doing this not just for you to read it, but for us to share it with others. Because when you read the magazine and when you share the magazine, it gives our story, our history, our culture a much broader audience, and it's good for us. So please, it's our thing. Please, interact, let us know your thoughts. And big up, congratulations, not just to our team here, but to our, I'm going to say publisher. I don't know if publishers ever really understood title, but I think that if there is a definition for a publisher in our business, it is sitting right here. In the what color is this? It's not red or orange. It's
Corally, I don't know.
Coral. The lady in the coral, or do everything, get the magazine out, make sure that it's fabulous. Of course, big respects to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, David. # teamwork. All right. Is there anything? All of our formal points are done.
All of them?
Except, I have a little pet thing that I like. There's this show called Who is America? I don't know if you've seen it. So Sacha Baron Cohen, you remember Ali G and Borat?
Well, I know I know his name. He's a comedian.
He's hilarious,
Okay.
right? So
I haven't seen anything he's done.
his whole thing is satire, right? So he takes reality and spoofs it, but he does it with real people who don't realize that they're being kind of punked, right?
Wow.
And so
Hilarious.
it is. So he's done this series called Who is America on Showtime, and because I have this this Xfinity thing, I can look at stations that I don't have or shows that I don't have. So I saw it this weekend, and it had been teased for a while because Sarah Palin came up in a huff and she was like, "Oh my God, this guy came and he scammed me and he this and that, whatever." On ABC, he was so disingenuous and pretended to be a veteran. He did not pretend to be a veteran. She was like, he pretended he was in the service And his response is, yeah, I was with the postal service, not the armed service, you know. Like, he's just one of those stupid people who just likes to be stupid. I don't know if you remember when one year when somebody came out of the air at I don't know if it was the Grammys or MTV Music Awards or something, and had his butt in Eminem's face, and Eminem got up and walked out. Yeah, that was this guy. So anyway, so he did this show called Who is America, right? And on it, he talks about different topics. He was punking like Bernie Sanders, and he gets into these costumes and talks to people just about stupidness. And he tried to get one over on Bernie Sanders. Bernie was not having it. He did some other things, and then he went to these gun rights advocates and starts to have these very candid conversations with them. And he's talking to them about arming children. You know, he's like, oh, you know, these Americans, you guys are talking about arming teachers in school. I think we should arm children. And these guys actually start to say, yeah, we should. You know, they're like so into their gun rights, pro-gun, whatever. They're like, yeah, we should arm children. He's like, yeah, from as young as 3 years old. And these are senators and congressmen and mayors. And yeah, we should arm the children. Mm-hmm. And
those are actors. There's no way
David,
elected senators would...
congressmen.
No chance they would say arm even a 10-year-old, much as a 3-year-old. There is no possibility. It is a fake.
Sacha Baron Cohen blasted pro-gun advocates in the first episode of his new series, mostly by just letting them talk to the camera and talking their truth, right? Cohen started with Virginia Citizens Defense League president Philip Van Cleve, with whom he discussed the idea of arming children. They haven't quite developed what we call conscience, where you feel guilty about doing something wrong. That's developing, Van Cleve said. You're learning right and wrong. If they haven't developed that yet, then they can be very effective soldiers.
Oh, wow. Wow. That title you gave that person really needs to be like, you know, a different title. Like,
it's not me giving the title.
No, that title needs to be something like racist or, you know, like not sitting government official or whatever that was that you read, but no, that person just needs a proper title.
It's like you give anybody the power to have a gun, and they start wanting to turn people, or to you know, the freedom of gun argument starts to turn people into militia.
Yeah, it sounded like the bigger problem there was a freedom of tongue. We need to cut that guy's tongue out so he can't chat no
David, that sounds very violent.
Oh, yeah. So much less violent than giving children guns to kill people.
Yeah, but we don't die, what do you call it now? Die, whatever. We don't stoop to people's level. When they go low, we go high.
Oh,
basically.
I agree. Take his tongue and tie it up.
Lord have mercy.
Let me ask this question. No. This is another, like, out here. I was hearing about a movie. Is it a movie?
Which one?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to remember. So I was hearing that there's a movie. I guess I don't know.
Or a show, Luke Cage? Which one?
Luke Cage. I've heard something about that. What's that about? That's a superhero, right?
That's a superhero series on Netflix, which you have, I believe.
On Netflix?
Yes.
I've not watched Luke Cage.
Well, it's one of the Marvel superheroes. And apparently now the villain in there is a Jamaican guy named Bushmaster.
Oh my
Is that what you're talking about?
I have heard this.
Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it wasn't what I was thinking about, some movie, but this is way more interesting. So I heard from some people that they can't watch Luke Cage anymore because they're making Jamaicans look horrific. Is this true?
Has anybody seen this show? And if you have, please go ahead and put your comments in the comment section.
Call in on our hotline.
We have a hotline. Which hotline? This one?
Any one of them. 954-20.
No, don't dial in on this one.
Oh.
You're using it.
What I'm using it to do.
Alright, dial in on 417-816. What's the number here?
954-200-5110. If you have any thoughts on this, call me right now, literally. 954-200-5110. Would love to hear people who have seen this Jamaican Bushmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it, and people told me they've stopped watching Luke Cage because of it. Tell me more.
I saw an article. I haven't seen it myself.
Yeah, but you read something.
But I saw an article written on Jamaicans.com by what is his proper name? Glenn Black. It's not his proper name. That's his stage name, right? but he talked about it's almost being black people in blackface. You know, when white people are in blackface, it's offensive. This show is like black people in blackface, when they take every cliche and every bad accent and everything that you can think wrong as a Caribbean or as a Jamaican person and put that into one character and one storyline. And that's what this character is all about. And I don't know, so you know, I don't remember where we were talking about this, but it's almost like for America to digest something, it has to be in that little flaky, cookie cutter, not authentic, watered down, no pepper jerk kind of package. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Okay, so that's one side of it, right? I was saying to somebody when I was in music and doing certain songs that were meant to sound Jamaican, they would make me pronounce words in the way that an American person would say the word for them to sound Jamaican. Because I would say things that it would sound, you know, with an authentic Jamaican accent and be like, that's not how Jamaicans say it. This is the way Jamaicans say it. I'm like, you know, I'm Jamaican, right?
Yeah, I get that. Wow. Yeah, no, I probably should do some research. Jamaican Bushman, what that?
Sean, have you seen it? If you've seen it, please. I like the idea that we are being represented, and when I see shows like Empire, right? They'd like to talk about the curry chicken and the patty and the oxtail, and they'll drop in certain things. You'll hear music here and there and whatever, and reference. I'm not even gonna go there, but they've made references to certain things before that are very authentic Jamaican. This one doesn't sound like they did it the right way.
Yeah, I heard the comment. I haven't seen it, so I can't say anymore.
Right.
But it certainly reminds me. There was a movie. What was it called? Was it Terminator or one of these movies?
No, Steven Seagal in the 80s.
Which one?
Right. Well, what was the name of the movie?
When he had with Screwface or whatever they call him, Screwface or something.
There was some evil alien dreadlocked character in this movie.
Two of them, the twins.
Okay, I don't know. But Jeff, why didn't you join us on set to talk about this stuff while you sit over there? But yeah, there was a movie that I like maybe watched the first 10 minutes, and whenever I saw these characters, I had to leave because it was so offensive. I don't remember the name of it, but it was one of these movies where it's just like, OMG, why are you doing this to my culture and my people? I haven't seen anything since then that made me feel that reaction.
Right.
But yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible at the time.
Okay. Well, everybody has good things to say about Brad Pitt's little one Jamaican soliloquy in that movie. Was it Meet Joe Black? Is that when he was dead? He was like the angel of death or something like that. Was that the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he did one little thing with a Jamaican accent, and it's like everybody goes, "Oh yeah."
Why don't we do this?
Yes.
People, send me a list of movies to watch. What's this one called? Meet Joe Black?
Meet Joe Black. It's an old movie.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking it was something new. I was like, let me go watch this new Brad Pitt movie.
No, but if any of these topics today have been of interest to you, we've posted a bunch of links on the Island Origins Facebook page, so you can go in there, put your comments.
I would love to see these, films on, culture of the Caribbean. That's great. Let me ask something, because we have this event coming up called the Reggae Reel.
Yes. Oh yes.
You're like, oh yeah.
Yes.
So I'm wondering.
Anyway, you just started jumping right into the conversation. So David has an exhibit coming up called David I. Muir's Reggae Reel. It's a photo exhibit, and all of his photos are printed on canvas. It's going to be at the Pompano
Beach Cultural Center.
Beach Cultural Center. That's what I was saying.
Thank you.
It wasn't that hard. I didn't remember. But anyway, that's where it's going to be from August
10th to September 30th.
Okay, so that's what Reggae Reel is. Yes, go ahead.
So, but in thinking about Reggae Reel and thinking about the Caribbean as a common culture and a shared experiences in a lot of ways, I'm wondering, and then maybe this will get some people to send some responses. Is our music one? Can we say, like in Jamaica, we have dancehall, and we have had ska and rocksteady, and we could go down the road. So they're different forms of the same music. Is our calypso, soca, dancehall, reggae,
Compa,
zouk, you know,
reggaeton, salsa, merengue, bachata, blah blah blah.
are we one music?
No.
Are we so then
Nah, I'm gonna say nah.
so then if we're not, why how is our music split? What is the differences of our shared Caribbean experiences that makes our music different in these ways?
Okay, before we go to that, I'm just gonna shout out Seymour Placide. He says, I also take issue with the weird accents in music. For example, in movies, sorry.
Yeah.
For example, the Haitian accent in Bad Boys and Serpent and the Rainbow. I don't know Serpent and the Rainbow, but I'll go look that up. And hello, Annette Griffiths, thank you. Yeah, so here's the thing for me with a lot of the music. For example, when I hear, I don't know if it's zouk or compa, I don't know the difference between the two of them, but I'll hear that sometimes, and then I'll hear Cuban or Latin music. I don't know if it's salsa or which one of them, and I can't tell the difference. Reggaeton, which reggae is in the name, and for some reason the Spanish people think they invented it. But anyway, reggaeton right, sounds exactly like some 80s or 90s dancehall music with Spanish language over it. So
80s.
Whichever one, I can't remember. I was too young. So, but for me, it's like you take the bass line or the music bed, and you switch the language that's on top of it, and then it becomes a different, a different thing for a different country. It's just like remixing the same tracks in different languages, as far as I'm concerned, and that's what ends up making it different. It's just the language more than anything else, because a lot of it really does overlap. Soca right now is almost dancehall.
Which is why I asked, is it one music? Like, they've merged so much. We continue to, while be different, become so similar.
Why I say no is that there was a concert called, I think it was called One Caribbean a few years ago.
I remember it.
That I forget the name of the gentleman. He did the jazz festival, the Air Jamaica Jazz Festival in Jamaica, and he came up here and he tried to do this festival called One Caribbean, and he had Latin performers. I think he had Sean Paul on it, and I think he had some good performers, but they were different genres of Caribbean music, and it didn't work. There was nobody in the park. I don't know if it was the location. I don't know if it was bad marketing, because they were doing marketing. I don't know if they were trying to do too much for a first show, but I think there were 2 or 3. They probably need to keep it to one night. I think they did 2 or 3 nights of events, and
I remember that.
Maybe 100 people showed up each night.
Yeah, I need to go back and look at those pictures. I've kind of forgotten about it. Yeah. They had really done a great stage and lighting. I remember it was
the production
awesome.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was off the chain. That was actually
the quality of the
really
artists
well
that they had on the lineup was awesome.
Yeah, and Marcia Rivers, I remember, and it was really good. It was a good show.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. Nobody was there, right? It was maybe like 50 people in the park.
You got no to I said 100 and you got 50. At least they had vendors, like the camera people were there.
I was there. I shot that. I remember.
I apologize for my partner.
No. It
Oh
was
my God.
it was scanty.
It was scanty.
But I remember, and I remember also my other business partner at the time, Michelle McCoy, actually worked in the marketing of that event. I remember it.
And I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was everywhere. It was on TV, it was social media, it was all over. So reggae originated in Jamaica, not France. Yeah, the French did claim to be the originators of reggae. You did hear that, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they have like a whole thing. Like there's a French claim that the reggae is there.
That's nice.
Hey.
At the end of the day, does it matter anymore? Like reggae
matter.
belongs to the world now. You know what I'm
does.
saying?
It
Like Rihanna belongs to the world. Like Barbados can go, oh, she's ours. Yeah, so what? Like she's making money from everybody else and everywhere else, and she travels. I mean, she goes home and says, "I love you, Barbados," and she goes out into the world and says, "I belong to Barbados." But everybody else is like, "No, I thought you were staying right. I'm paying you to stay right here." And that's what it is with reggae music. Like everybody has adopted it and claimed it unto themselves, and they're singing their Bob Marley and they're doing their thing, and it is what it is. So 7:59.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna wrap
We're
it
gonna
up.
wrap it up.
April says reggae anything originated in Jamaica, not France, not Cuba, America, or Brazil, but we've given the world a great gift in music to build upon. Correct, to build upon. So we're going to build upon Island Origins. Congratulations again to our team for these great nominations. I believe we will come home with 3 awards as well. I'll let you know by the 3rd week of August, 2nd week of August.
2nd week of August.
Yes.
August 9th is our
I'm going up there to collect my trophies.
Award night.
Our trophies, sorry. Me alone going, but I will be up in Orlando, I think it's the 10th actually, on the
Oh, really?
9th or the 10th, or whichever one,
I
the
thought it
Friday.
was the 9th.
Oh,
it's the Friday.
it's the Friday, yes. So I'll be up there for that. We will be excitedly sharing our video footage of the Tasty Islands experience from this year because it looks so awesome. The guy that's hosting it is one of the guys from Yelp. It was put together by our friends at sunny.org, who was a partner on the event. And can we give out the new date? April 26th to 28th. 2019. Please mark it on your calendar.
Next
Start
year,
saving up your money.
it's not too late to plan.
Not too late.
If you're in South Africa, if you're in Australia, I mean, some of our viewers.
Mbappe, if you're watching.
Right. If you're in France, having celebrated the
You're in
World
FrAfrica.
Cup. I think we still call it country France, but the team FrAfrica.
Okay, fine.
But wherever you are, you can start to make your plans for next April 2019.
We took it out. We tried to take it out of the rainy season. We had an agreement, and it turned out to be a beautiful day, but we don't want to stay inside of the rainy season, so we're moving it up to April, end of April this year, and it's gonna be awesome.
It is. Looking forward. Yeah, it's gonna be fun stuff.
Yay!
Yay!
Anything else?
No, I think we can wrap.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys next week Tuesday.
Oh, Jeff is gonna close out the show for us.
Jeff's got joke about the thing now.
Yeah, what's
Jeff
up?
is joking it out. We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week right here on Jamaicans.com and Islands Origins.